What's the process been like getting to know Will, or getting to know his offense, working with him closely?
It's been awesome. I mean, Will brings a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of experience. Obviously, the success speaks for itself. It's been pretty cool to get on the same page with him, right? And some of the things that he likes to do, some of the things that we did last year, and make the two worlds mesh. He's an awesome dude.
Seems like he's pretty democratic in being open to different ideas and stuff. What's the kind of the blend of everything coming together?
Well, when you look at that room, you got a lot of experience, right?
Yeah.
Between myself and Drew Maringer, right, Alik, and then you got Cav, and then Carlos Lachlan, and then bringing Will in there. There's it's a low ego in there, and we all know we're in it for one common goal, and we're all working together. So it's been pretty good.
There's probably a little bit more uncertainty in your room a year ago, Junior, and that there just wasn't a lot of proven weapons compared to now, where Troy's coming off a big year. With him specifically, where do you feel like he's proven some things? Where do you feel like he still has a lot to prove, a lot of room to grow?
When it comes to Troy's did a good job this offseason. As soon as the season was over and he got back from break, it was like, okay, coach, what do I need to get better at? And then we dove into his film and his tape, and we talked about some areas where he can improve at. And what Troy has done, between January and now, he's working on those things, right? Putting himself in hard situations and difficult situations, and trying to win the routes. I always tell him, kind of like a basketball player, you got to be a walking bucket. Anytime you get man, we got to be able to go to you at any point.
With Will's offense, have you noticed any type of difference with when it comes to receivers, not just the offense as a whole, but the receivers kind of working any different compared to what Dillingham was doing last year?
Well, no, it's still the same similar offense, right? Not much has changed, right? And we're going to cater to the best 11 players and to the strength of the personnel.
What has Trayshawn added to your room?
A lot of experience. He's playing a lot of big games. Just getting Trayshawn caught up to speed on what we're doing and in our verbiage and our terminology. But he's been really good. He's been working hard at it. He comes in and does extra work. He comes in the morning. Him and Tez, if you want to be honest with you, they come in at like 6:30 in the morning, and they'll start jumping into the install before everyone gets there, and you can see it's paying off.
You mentioned Tez. Yeah, what is he? Everybody can look at his production from the Sun Belt and see
Right.
what kind of explosive guy he is. Just what does he bring to your group?
Tez is on his way to being a pretty good player. The cool thing about Tez, he's consistent. And what I mean by consistent, he's consistently the same person every day. Like, he comes in, again, like I said, at 6:30. He's got a big smile on him. He has some good energy, which he brings to that room. And he's been fun to work with.
Will said that when Tez committed, that he called Troy and Hudson up and kind of told them that there wasn't going to be any favoritism towards Tez. Just how much does that competition in that room make you guys better, especially in the spring?
Well, yeah, competition is it brings out the best in everyone, right? And I would say it's not just in between the lines. It also is in the classroom, right? Like, literally, we build competitions for them in the meeting room to where they're competing against each other too, which makes learning fun. So they've been a good group to work with so far.
I know it wasn't
on Saturday in the first scrimmage of spring ball.
Say what again?
What are you hoping to see out of Saturday's scrimmage?
That we play hard and make some plays and to be alignment and assignment sound.
I know he wasn't able to get here this spring, but you got Jerion Dickey coming this summer. I mean, how excited are you to work with him? What have you seen from him so far, and just the prospect of what he can bring to the table as a freshman?
I mean, when you look at his film, right? I mean, we're hoping that what you see on film he can bring and add to that room, right? Big, physical, size, and speed.
How do you feel about the depth in the room for at least the spring, Junior? And that, I mean, especially a couple of guys were dinged up. Justice came back today, but down to 6-7 guys. It's a little thin, but how do you feel about it by way of numbers right now for the spring?
We're just going to line up and play football. I don't really look too much into it. What that means is next man up and next man mentality, and guys are getting reps and they're getting proven with those reps.
As you go about recruiting for the future and the portal and all that, like in an ideal world, how would you like to stack eligibility clocks in your room? Just because it's kind of juniors and freshmen at the moment. By way of eligibility clocks.
Well, when it comes to college football, we're just going to play the best guys in the room, the best 11 guys, and whatever that is. But I think it's deep. I think you got a lot of guys with a wealth of experience in there, and we're just going to put the ball down and play football.
Kyler Casper came last year. He had the benefit of enrolling a year early when he should have been 2023 class. How beneficial do you think that was to him and his growth?
I mean, it's huge, right? And technically, he's supposed to be part of the class that's here right now, right? That's enrolling this year, right? So I think obviously he got a head start, and it's good. It's paying off. Kyler made some plays today in practice. The last few days, he's been playing with a little more urgency. He's been playing big. He made a big play in the end zone today, which I thought was good to see. He made a play in the middle of the field, and no, he's getting better. He's also getting better in the meeting room, right? And I think that's where it all starts at.
How have you seen Chris and just his spring? And you brought in a guy that plays a similar role to him. How has he kind of handled the extra competition?
Chris, one thing about Chris, and I think we all know Chris does not shy away from competition. Chris comes out every day to work, and he practices hard. But Chris is doing his thing. He's doing Chris. He's making plays. He made a play on the sideline today that was pretty good. It was a contested play, so that was good to see.
What does a freshman, whether it's Kyler coming off a redshirt year or Ashton coming in, or Jurion eventually, what do they have to show in the spring, Junior, to put themselves in position to be a contributor in the fall, to be on the 2 deep, to be a guy you can feel like you can rely on in September, not progress in November, but to be ready out the chute?
Well, I think you just said it, right? Reliability, right? I mean, and one, being durable, right? Two, being alignment and assignment sound, right? And making plays.
We talked a lot about receiver growth already, but where have you seen Bo grow so much this offseason with the team?
I think Bo's doing a really good job of taking the leadership role, right, and putting the arm around the wideouts when things don't obviously go the way we want them to go. He's doing a good job of getting us into the right play call. One thing you'll see with Bo, what you guys don't see, is it's what he does when no one else is around, and how he corrals the guys. He'll sit with them and watch film, or he'll be in there in the offensive staff meetings hearing what the coaches are talking about.
Whether it be Chris or Tez, what does a smaller receiver need to do to excel as as a blocker on the outside?
Competitive, tough, and play big.
Can you see that from those two?
Yeah, they did. They made some good blocks today, and cracking safeties too that sprung some long runs.